today we get to find out Aisha's story.
Yes.
Mm.
Where to start?
Yeah. Where would you like to start? What do you want to share about yourself that's helped to bring you to where you are now?
Maybe I will start in my childhood. I was the only child in my family. Everybody were always like shaking above me, like, oh, don't go there, don't do this, don't that. And I subconsciously wanted to explore, but the fear and this feeling of you shouldn't go there, you shouldn't, lots of shoulds.
Oh.
Yeah,
big,
yeah. But there was a lot of fear in my family. And subconsciously I was trying to overcome these fears. For example, the fear of the water, I became a scuba diver at some point. So I was just like on the deep end in the end.
So you were, before all of the later stuff, you were already sort of unconscious. Was it conscious or an unconscious thing that you were wanting to face your fears?
Yes. There was like always, but I was jumping on the deep end always. So if I had a deep fear of the water, I was going to learn how to scuba dive, and I want to even technical diving. So it's like about 40-50 meters and below. But yeah, there was a lot of fear. There was like constantly, don't go there, don't do this, don't that. And I wanted to explore. I wanted to break these fears. I wanted to go above it. And but of course there is a lot of conditionings, like you mentioned in your story, and I end up being a good girl, being a good student. I went to the university. I didn't know what to do actually with my life, so I end up having a master's degree in economics. And I just follow the path that is like, okay, go to university, go to work. I was working for almost 20 years in corporations and advertising. That was fun because it was a lot of connecting with people, lots of beautiful beings I met and I'm still friends with. It was a beautiful time, but I felt that my heart yearning for something else. I always loved to touch people and to connect with them. And there was another thing that was in my way. With these fears, I inherited a lot of emotions. So I was very emotional kid. And because of my emotions, I was bullied as well. So people didn't understand why I'm reacting, I'm overreacting, and
So what, they would bully you because it was easy to get a reaction from you?
Exactly. That was so easy because they just prod me and I burst into tears. So, and of course there was my fear of rejection that I was attracting, and because the kids were just like, oh, no. And I end up having lots of emotions in me, and I couldn't manage them. And it was so difficult for me. I went through a psychotherapy that helped me a bit, but I felt that it's not enough. I need to go a bit further. I need to go to dive deeper.
So how can you dive deeper than psychotherapy?
Breathwork. Yes, I even started to study different beliefs. I grew up in a Catholic family, but then I started to dive deep into Kabbalah, where I met my mentor. And I started 8 years ago a journey with her. Now I'm her assistant, but that time I started to dive deep and peel this onion, this famous onion, to find the roots of my emotions, find what happens, why I'm afraid of this, why this emotion pops up, because I couldn't manage them. They were just jumping up like like devil from the box. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of the meeting and suddenly the emotion comes up because I was triggered. And cut this story short, I end up looking at all the beliefs, and I went into the Kabbalah class.
So you were looking for spirituality to
as
find an
well,
answer.
but I end up finding that in all spiritual books, in Buddhism, in Kabbalah, in Catholic Church, there is a one truth. But it's said in a different words.
Yeah.
So I'm not religious. I just believe in the heart, in the heart space, in love, and that's what all of them they are speaking about.
Yeah.
About love.
Yeah.
About self-love and love to others. And so after a few years studying with my mentor, couple of years.
This is all sounding very heady.
Yes, it was heady, but as well like working on the energy level. But it was mainly focused on reshaping my mindset.
Yeah.
And but as I mentioned before, I was like, I need to get into the body. There is something more. It's like we are not only head, we are not only spiritual beings. There is something that is joining together. And I remember...
Yes, it's not just a mind and a body, is it?
It's a body-mind.
Yeah, because when it's like with emotions, where do we feel them? We experience it in our body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting because my mentor, she's a numerologist, and she was looking at me and it's like, I feel that you will move to London. And it's like, yeah, of course. And I said, Miriam, I don't like London. If you say Paris, maybe I will go over there. But London? And she said, I just have a slight blink of the intuition and feeling that you will move to London within a couple of years. 2 years later, I came over to her and said, Miriam, I'm moving to London. At that time, I reached the limit where I could work in media in Poland. And I couldn't break through it. It was just, I was like, I work for everyone. Even I worked in advertising agency that wasn't my theme, but I said, I will give a go. Yeah. And I started to look for a job in London, and because of my previous experience, I had some connections over there. I found the headhunter, and 3 months later, when I started to look for a job, I ended up in London. I ended up in London, and I lived there almost 5 years. And the first few weeks when I started my new job in advertising in London, I was like, I have to find something that will connect all the dots that I was learning, and I study, and I was trying to find out. It's like, and I punched in Google natural ways of healing, and it popped up the Center of Naturopathy. I don't remember the name, and I found their kinesiology. I was like, what is it? Systematic kinesiology. I dive deep, like, oh my God, it's amazing, but it's on Wednesdays. So I can't quit my job and start studying kinesiology. So I started to look for courses or studies about kinesiology, and I found Academy of Systematic Kinesiology. That is actually the mother and the father of the systematic kinesiology in UK or in Europe, because Claire, my teacher, she's her father brought kinesiology from States to UK, and systematic kinesiology is based on the knowledge of Chinese medicine. It's based. We were talking about Academy of Systematic Kinesiology, and systematic kinesiology is based on Chinese medicine, osteopathy, chiropractic. thank you, chiropractic and modern medicine.
Mm.
And it combines all of these subjects in one.
Mm.
So when I read about it, it was like, oh my God, that's it. But I need to find the lessons that are not on Wednesdays, that were actually previously only on this center of naturopathy. So I found Academy of Systematic Kinesiology that were on Saturdays and Sundays. And I found out that my teacher, she was a daughter of the guy who brought systematic kinesiology to Europe. And I was like, yeah, that's it. There was everything.
Starting to join the head to the body. Yeah.
Yes, and there was about the energy, about working with meridians, about the acupressure, about massaging certain points on the body that will rebalance the whole lymphatic system. There was about testing the muscles. If the muscle is in balance, the organ is imbalanced as well. We're not talking about illnesses, but we are talking about imbalances in our body. So straight away I was like, okay, I'm going for a tested evening, but I knew that it's something that I want to do. So I signed up for the tested evening. I saw Claire, I saw the whole chat, and I was like, yeah, that's it, that's for me. Sign up for the first level that lasted over almost 1 year. Then I signed up for the second level for the practitioner course, and in 2 years, together with the anatomy and physiology course, I become a therapist in systematic kinesiology. In the meantime, I started to travel to India. I met amazing people over there. I started to have treatments on my own body as well, and I saw how powerful it is. And everything went almost smoothly, but I was still working in my corporation, and it was a beautiful, amazing job. And it was really difficult for me to decide to step out of this very big comfort zone.
Stepping out the comfort zone, that's a fun one.
Yeah, because I had a very good money, I had amazing people around me, I had a beautiful boss, amazing, very supportive, and that time I thought maybe I will just slowly incorporate my kinesiology in my life. But of course, when you are working 8 hours, 9 hours a day, plus you have Saturdays and Sundays off, you want to just relax and not to work more. But the universe, or just fate, said, okay, now it's time for you to share it with people. And because of the redundancies, I lost my job. And I went to India for 4 months, and that time I break up with my partner and decided that I don't want to be in London anymore. It was first of all too expensive for me, and second of all I felt like it's not the town I want to live anymore. I really wanted to move to Spain or to Portugal, but I felt that that time I need to go back to Poland and feel myself again and go back to my sanity a bit, because there was lots of changes happening, and just like my whole life is all about the changes, about unexpected changes or changes induced by myself. And so I end up being in Poland, working a bit with kinesiology, but mainly trying to find myself. So I had lots of treatment as well on myself to just help my body. I was working as well with my mentor.
Well, it sounds like you're really going for it.
Yes, but I decided that I want to have as well treatment on my body. And I realized that I had sorted out most of the things on my head level. I knew why things happened, and of course I was grateful that I finally can share my knowledge and my kinesiology and massages with people. But my body kept the score. And my body remembered all the emotions that I didn't process, and remembered all the stresses. And once my friend came over to massage me, and she touched places around my hips, and I started to scream and shout. I was so angry, and she said, "What's going on?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just processing the emotions that I thought that I sorted out on the level of the head, but they were still stored somewhere over there.
They were still in the basement.
Yes, they were still in the basement, especially in the pelvic area. That is kind of like my specialty, or something that I feel that this area is really, really important. So that time I was around 10 kilograms more, 10 to 12 even, just like I didn't want to look at the scale. I wanted to go on diet, but my diet was more or less quite alright. Of course, I made few changes, like not eating very late. But when I came back, I was already a vegetarian. I was eating healthy. I was cooking by myself, but I couldn't lose the weight. There was something stopping me. And when I look at my pictures, and we can post my pictures before and after, I was a bit like grumpy and big. So my mentor again, she's like pushing me and prodding me sometimes. She said, just, find out about the BBTRS. And it's just like, what is BBTRS? And she said, biodynamic breath and trauma release. I know Nisaga, he's amazing. You should find out about the BBTRS. I was like, okay. She was right with the London thing, so maybe I will check out BBTRS. And I had a chat with Nisaga. He explained me how the course is going on, and I said, yep, I'm going. I did a lot of workshops before and a lot of retreats, but something like biodynamic breathwork workshop I haven't done.
In what way was it different?
It was very intense, but super powerful. Most of the retreats I've done, they were powerful, but they were in a smaller groups. There was about 50 of us, and the amount of enlightenments. It's like light bulbs popping up. A lot of emotions I thought I processed, but I think I was a bit bypassing them.
Kind of like ticking it off in your head that, all right, I've sorted this out.
Exactly. It was like, okay, this is done. Okay, of course, I understand this. I understand that. I'm sorted. And then, no, you are not sorted. You are not sorted with this. And suddenly I started to release these emotions from my body. And I was like, oh my God, I already been there, with my head, of course. But oh my God, what's happening? Why is it coming back? But after, when I process it and through my body, on the other side was bliss. I was like, calmness, peacefulness. I'm just, man, this is amazing. For the people who already did some work on their heads, and they have the idea. Not even for everyone, but for me, that I was really stuck in my head and really processed a lot in my head, going back again and again into my body, and find all these things to process again and really release. And
I think that's one of the things that we've noticed a lot going through the trainings and everything, is people that have done a lot of psychotherapy, or even psychotherapists, ones that have done a lot of head work, and then it's like, wow, they still haven't got there. Then when they go into the body, woof, they can get some massive
so my
changes.
first level was going to kinesiology and massage and seeing how important it is. But then came breathwork. And two things, because the BBTRS is as well with touch and massaging. And then I realized that really just breath and touch, of course the sound and other parts of BBTRS, but for me personally, the touch and the breath is like, it's like a magic buttons that you are pressing on the body, and the body will release, even sometimes without emotional release, but next day you're coming, it's like, this used to touch me and it's no longer. What's happened?
Like things that used to trigger you aren't triggering you.
Yeah, there was like lots of situations that I was triggered, like from my childhood, all these emotions, and people were coming over saying something to me, and I was bursting into cry. And now I'm just like, yeah, of course, no problem. And I'm just, what happened?
The window of tolerance opening.
Exactly, the window of tolerance, and I'm not tight like this. Of course, we all have traumas, and I have a birth trauma as well, because I was pulled with the vacuum, and there is lots of traumas that are happening over our lives. But now I feel that our work is to open this window of tolerance and widen it, so we can face.
We become more tolerant to what goes on in life.
Yeah, because the other person doesn't know what is happening in your mind.
No.
Doesn't know, it's like, I can't expect that you will know what triggers me, because we know each other very well. We are with each other 2 years, but you still don't know what can trigger in my head, and it's me who is responsible. Actually, I feel that I'm responsible for widening my window of tolerance, or being able to communicate.
I love that bit about responsibility. It's like trying to go through life expecting everyone else to work around your triggers, and we've all got so many of them.
Exactly.
And so then it makes life an impossible thing to navigate. Opposed to starting to clear the things out that are triggering us, opening up that window of tolerance, and then we've got more space to move in life.
Exactly. And for example, if I was in a different relationships, and of course, if someone is pushing you and prodding you in a way that it's not respecting you, sometimes the best way is to walk away and not try to work, because I've been there, that I was like, oh, it's my lesson, and probably the lesson was to walk away. Sometimes it is. Yeah, sometimes it is. But if someone is doing it unconsciously, just look at yourself and work through these emotions by yourself. So my biggest thing was walking through my emotions and walking through all these fears, all these anger, all joy as well, because it's as well how to express your joy. It's not all the bad emotions. I don't like the word bad, because it's all the emotions are useful.
It's easy to turn it into too much hard work and negatives, but ultimately it's about bliss and joy.
I had a beautiful breathing session when I connected with the bliss and joy, and I could dance and I could be laughing. So it's not all about the dark emotions. It's about all the spectrum of the emotions, because we are human beings.
The whole spectrum of what it means to be human, and allow yourself to experience it all. Experience the things that you didn't want to experience, and normally behind them there's bliss and joy, but sometimes it's just bliss. This morning I had an incredible breathing session where for me it was orgasmic bliss for the best part. It was
happens, of course. So I went for the BBTRS, and of course our story about how I met you, I rejected you, you rejected me. This is a beautiful story that you already said and told about in the interview with yourself. And then I, on top of course, I was working with the body, and as I mentioned, that I met beautiful people like my teacher from India. I mean, he's from Canada, but he was living half of the year in India, and I was learning about the body, constantly about the body, how body works, how breath works, how mind works, and so now I feel like I would love to, and this is my vision, to share this knowledge, to help people. I don't like the word help because it's more imposing. I like the word inspire, because if people can take, because helping is a bit like pushing.
Yeah, it's like doing something
for someone.
Yeah.
But if there is an inspiration, people can take whatever is right for them.
Yeah.
So whatever is right for them, and it can be a simple breathwork exercise from the functional breathing to calm yourself down before the meeting, before the big speech, for example, and working with managers that are very stressed, and
you start to do a lot of corporate work.
Yes,
as well,
yeah, absolutely, because they need to know how the body works and how they can help, how to energize yourself, how to help yourself with the big speeches, but as well talking to the employees or talking to your boss about the raise of the money, for example, and how to calm yourself down when you have the racing mind in the evening and you can't fall asleep. And together with the therapeutic breath work, what we are doing is working online and offline with in person, with a one-to-one or on the workshops, to help people to release all these emotions, to release all these blockages that are in our bodies, so we can widen the windows of tolerance.
And then be able to regulate as they go through the day. So it's like release, regulate.
Yes, exactly. And together with massage that can really switch you off, like your music can really help to smooth the vibration, smooth this flow of the river. With massage, you can smooth the flow of the lymph, flow of the circulation, and
also like loosen up the places in the body ready to release.
Exactly. The fascia is like a biggest shield that if you have a knot somewhere, it will pull other parts. If you have pain in the shoulder, it doesn't mean 100% that the shoulder is a problem. For example, our hips are connected with our jaw, and if you have any problems with the jaw, it might affect your hips, and vice versa. So from the story from very emotional and very fearful kid to, I would say, a person who I'm still working on them. I'm not perfect, of course. It's probably if I finish the job, I finish my life as well, because it will be like I untangled everything, all the knots, and I helped myself so much that it's time to leave this planet.
Job done. Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah, job done. So, time to level up.
Yes, time to level up. But for now, I'm really excited about this journey, because as we are saying in a hero's journey, is going constantly
do the work, come back to the beginning,
and then sharing with people and coming back, and sharing with people and coming back, and doing the work, and going level up and level up.
It's like that first lap is, for me, is like creating enough space in yourself to be able to help others, but then within the act of helping others, you're also working on yourself at that same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is my story. This is my short story. I love working.
Beautiful.
I love working with women. I know that us women are having, I think, biggest troubles and biggest challenge, not troubles, but challenges, how to manage our emotions. We are very emotional beings, and of course men as well, but I think because of our hormones and our build, we are more emotional. Even in the old times, hysteria comes from the Latin word womb. So we are traditionally more emotional. And how to deal with these emotions and then how to help yourself to be more present and calmer.
Yeah, I think the same with guys as well. Traditionally, we're the big emotional plungers, and it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
In fact, it's beautiful to express them.
Absolutely.
But also recently, you've been getting a bit stinky too.
Stinky, yes. I'm working as well with aromatherapy because this is something that I feel that is connected with breath and with massage. So using... Yes. Yeah. So when you're breathing, the essential oils can enhance your positive state, can calm you down, like very simple lavender oil. Everybody knows that sniffing lavender can calm you down. And as well massaging, there are oils that can help because our skin is the biggest organ. So through the pores we can apply a bit of oil, essential oil that can actually help you to release the muscles, release these blockages. So this is the area I'm incorporating as well to my work with breath and the body.
I love how we're expanding with our approach to work, with the things that resonate with us, to be as available as possible for as many people as possible.
Yeah, and one more thing is the tuning forks that I mentioned before. I forgot the name last time when I was interviewing you, but this is tuning forks. And it's really something that I am so surprised that something so small can be so powerful. On the workshop I've been, there were quite a few headaches, quite a few tense muscles, and there was no time to massage, and it was enough few times to put the tuning forks on the body, and people were feeling immediate result and immediate
stimulating nitric oxide, isn't it?
Yes, it's stimulating nitric oxide, and together with a bit of aromatherapy, it helped people to feel better.
Yeah, it was amazing the other day. I mean, now we started working with the tuning forks as well.
Yeah, the other day you were
problems with a cold. Like a cold was starting, and after 2 hours of running around with tissues, I tried the tuning fork up on the bridge of my nose, and it went.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And
that was amazing.
you know, when you are doing it, full body session, I feel like really just my whole system is calming down, and that's it's all about. We want to feel calmer, especially in this time when there's like a lot of fear around us. Just to find a very simple way how to calm yourself down.
Yeah, I think the tuning forks is just such literally a direct way to get the vibrations in you.
Absolutely.
One of the things that gets me, the link between those and breath, is once you start to work on the body, suddenly you'll notice, suddenly you can breathe deeper.
Yeah.
And we're breathing deeper, we can smell more too. We can really take it in. So it's all connected.
All connected. It's like my favorite connection in our body, the psoas muscle that I'm always studying about everybody. The psoas muscle that is connected to our diaphragm, and psoas muscle is a stress muscle that tense when we are stressed, even if we are standing in a traffic jam, and then it pulls the diaphragm. And our diaphragm is the muscle that massaging our organs, and as well it's connected, of course, with our breathing.
And also, if the diaphragm is moving naturally as it should and freely, it's assisting the heart in how it pumps the blood.
Exactly, because it's connected to pericardium, and if it pulls pericardium and it closes the heart, our heart doesn't have a place to work. And we are talking about the closed heart, or the person's closed heart. Actually, the thing that is closing the heart It's fear. It's fear.
Yeah.
It's a psoas and shallow breathing.
Yeah, and it's out of all of our bodily functions, the one that we've got the most easiest direct access to is our breath.
Yeah, because it's the one that we have full control over.
Yeah, or we can just forget about it and let it go automatically. But it's connected to our nervous system, how our nervous system is balanced, goes for the rest of our body, for the rest of our health and well-being.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lovely chat.
Absolutely.
My beautiful wife.
My beautiful husband.